on. Okay, it says excellent connection. That's good. That's good. All right. Okay. Gotta make sure this works. Switch is on. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, it's showing YouTube twice for me, so let me just do this. Okay, but it's not letting me swap to Twitch suddenly. Hello, I'll make this work. I'll make this work. I haven't done a VR stream in like 2 years. This is so strange. Why isn't it letting me look at Twitch? Twitch chat's frozen, however. Ah! Thank you, Achieva, for the 5 favorites as Lucy memberships. Thank you. So, like, they changed the thing that displays the chats, right? And it's really not liking. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. Okay, Twitch is there. YouTube is there. I've locked both panels, so they shouldn't change. Early start to stream. Yeah, simply put, I was gonna start at the usual time. However, I got this set up a lot quicker than I thought I would. Twitch chat's still frozen. I can't make it unfrozen. I don't know what to do. I give up. I'm scared of breaking it. Alright, alright. I can still see Twitch chat though, so I'll respond to Twitch and YouTube. So hi. You can say anything here and it won't be recorded. Dang. It's already broken. Yeah. Issue is, streaming in VR is kind of hard. Extremely hard. Also, yes, no Silk Song. I haven't played Hollow Knight. I'm sorry. Okay, these chat panels will actually drive me insane this stream. I'm trying so hard. Okay. I think I got it. Yeah, we don't want to break anything. I can see it though. I can see it. So, lovely audience. Today, we're going to make a wonderful painting. We're going to make a painting so good, it's going to blow your mind. At least that's the hope. Did YouTube chat freeze? Oh no. No, it didn't. Okay. It still works. Okay. We're all good. I'm gonna be paranoid the chats freeze the entire stream, but we'll try our best, right? I'm sure there has to be a better way to set this up, so if anyone knows, let me know. The power of unregistered hypercam is too much. That is so true. That is so true. Yes, it's a happy little accident, as they say. The fun part about this stream in particular, a lot of people that watch the voice tutorials, they kind of assume that the voice tutorials are like animated with a 3D software program. However, it's just VR motion detection, I guess. So, I guess I'll break the illusion for some that weren't here. It may have frozen here too. Cool. Okay, I won't lie to you. The panels that are showing the chat is not very helpful. It's not very good. Okay. Paint le fromage. Thank you so much for the 10 Australian dollars. It means a lot. Thank you for the continued support. Okay, so I have it so that I can no longer click on the chat. And both are like that. Is what I would say if it displayed just one of them. Okay. Okay, I got it. Yeah, it's kind of like mocap. All the voice tutorials are made with basically motion capture. Except in a way that's not very expensive. Yeah, it's just some Lucy jank. It's just some Lucy jank. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So the big question, lovely audience, is what we're actually going to paint today, as I think that is a very important question to ask when we paint in VR. So that will be the question for today, lovely audience. What are we feeling? Cat. Well, someone typed cat, so like, we got to put a cat in there somewhere, so we'll make sure a cat does enter the canvas here. Flutter main would be complicated. You wish streams had captions? I have no idea how to do that. I'm so sorry. The legendary Bun Bun, cow. Everyone's saying really cute animals. So I think we should make a cute little farm with lots of animals chilling. You play Xbox UGF and can't actually hear your favorite stream? Oh, I'm sorry. Is the volume really low? I hope it's not. I didn't even consider voice issues with the stream. Yeah, happy little farm. Me riding a dolphin would go pretty hard, actually. So, I hope the camera movement isn't too disorientating. I believe when I paint, you'll be able to see it pretty easily. Volume's great. That's good. That's good. I always find I have less mic issues with the VR microphone, at least when I record stuff, right? So we're gonna grab a bit of green, and let's make a nice open field for us to draw our cute little animals. Now, this is done with a little software called Vermilion VR. It's not that expensive, surprisingly, and I think it's peak. It simulates painting and lets you make a nice, happy little painting. And that's what we're going to do today. But can you believe it? A VR stream. I haven't done one of these since like 2023. Almost everyone watching wasn't even there for then. Transgender Bob Ross. Yes, I will do my best with that. If you do low latency, it shows captions, but I don't want delays of chat. I want to be able to actually respond to what people type. You know what I mean? Dogs playing poker, but it's cats. That'd be pretty fun. Yeah, this is louder than usual. I suppose so. I suppose so. I just think the VR microphone's just better set up. How fast should our wonderful little field go? Yeah, the thing of painting grass is you can leave these little gaps here, and it would kind of make it look way more impressive than it actually is. Even though it's just blobbing green onto the canvas, right? Oh, I don't clarify what state I'm in, just for safety. You know what I mean? I am from Australia, though. For anime conventions, I've been to most states, though. So sometimes there'll be like videos when I like visit for conventions and stuff. Like the similar short that was on recently. Not safe for whales. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, the thing of grass, as Fiona's pointed out, is when you paint grass, you have to touch it. So just have this here. Fairy Princess Lucy touches grass. Didn't know I was a 3D model. Yeah, that's me. I'm feeling very 3D today. Envious people that go to the cons, you don't understand them. They're really fun. I highly recommend it if you ever get a chance to go. The cool thing of conventions is that you get to like just run around and see a bunch of other people that like the things you like. Let's do a sky now. I mean, like most paintings, you can do this kind of structure and then you can pretty much do anything with it, right? Now, you might be like, where are the paint sounds? This game does have paint sound effects. The issue is, they didn't work. Before we started, we had some issues with the sound, at least for the game volume. Let me see with less polygons. Yeah, normally streams are RTX on, but we decided to RTX off today. I hope you don't mind. Well, the next video upload is in fact the voice tutorial. So like I gotta make sure like I do the extra like wow, remember 3D Lucy? Get people familiar and excited for the voice tutorial, which Patreons can already see. But I'm really proud of that voice tutorial in particular. I think it's a really good one, so I'm really excited. RTX off is an aesthetic. Yeah, the Bob Ross collab, it's epic. It does kind of look like there's already clouds, but what if we added more? What about we had some fluffy little clouds, lovely audience? I think that's a great idea. What do you think? Does it count if I touch my computer screen, which is displaying you in VR painting digital grass on a digital canvas? Kind of. You're hoping to go to a con soon, did oral cosplay, but it's the wrong size. I'll see if I can just in time. I believe. You can do anything you set your mind to when you think about it, really. So, funny thing. Clouds like sheep, please. We can make it shaped like a sheep. Here's a funny trick of clouds. You're quite literally grabbing the brush and you're kind of smacking it into it like a little chop. If you make it as messy as possible, you end up like, if I do a basic one, and you blend it in, it just looks a bit more cloud looking. Like that. But if we want to make it look like a sheep, we'll put a little bit up here. Let's add more white. Now, if I was a bit more elaborate, I'd have the effects from the video. When I did the trans joy of painting, I think that was pretty funny. Is there going to be more ASMR? Yeah, eventually. The issue is, like, so the ASMR is on a second channel now, because YouTube hates when anyone makes an ASMR video. It basically automatically tanks your channel if you dare to make an ASMR video. So I've had to put ASMR on a different channel. Issue is, doing two channels at once is kind of hard. Because I'm doing university and YouTube at the same time, and the voice lessons and streams like this. So I'm a busy bee. So I'm trying my best to make sure I do everything. I'll try to make another ASMR eventually. A lot of people seem to really want me to do one lately. So I'll try my best to make it happen. But I can't promise anything. But I'll try. That said, if you're a Patreon on like regular Fairy Princess Lucy, you also get the Fairy Princess Lucy ASMR stuff. Don't tell YouTube. Why does YouTube do that to ASMR channels? Probably something algorithm related, something really fancy and elaborate. Whatever the reason, it's probably kind of lame. You like the Oricon, but you're scared of public stuff? Yeah, conventions are a little scary. But just remember that almost everyone else that's there is probably equally very anxious. It's like the one place you can go to where you can reliably assume everyone there is probably fairly anxious. Which means that, like, there's a lot of, like, accommodation and understanding. A lot of them have quiet spaces you can go to if it gets too much, that kind of thing. So I think they're great spaces to, like, dip your toes into the outside world, so to speak. We need Pongi music in the background. That was the plan, actually. I was going to have Pongi music, but, basically the computer decided to, screech. I can't explain why. It just screeched. So that's not ideal, right? Not ideal at all. Good luck with uni, that's cool. Yeah, thank you. I've been doing my best. I got my first assignment's marks back. I did alright. I like was like it was like a, what's the word in English? Like I just passed, basically. I forgot the English word. But yeah, I was able to. You love the hoodie? Thank you. I think it's a fun little digital hoodie. I'm a fan of it. Whenever there's like pride events in like VR chat and stuff, I will usually wear it when I go into those. Let's do a tree now. Which, by the way, anyone that came up and said hi during like the Trans Academy's VR like rave events and VR chat, thanks for that. It was really good vibes. That was a while ago now, but it was a lot of fun. Because it's a funny thing, like IRL, I get recognized a lot. But in VR especially, it happens very frequently. It's kind of interesting. I'm not used to it yet, but it's cool. You're on Twitch now? Epic. We call it optimizing the pass. I see. Yeah, if you prefer Twitch, feel free to use Twitch. If you prefer YouTube, feel free to YouTube. Oh my god, hi, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We're painting in Ver. Now you might notice that I overuse the same brush all the time. That's just because I really like fan brushes, and I usually just find the result works better for me with the fan brush. Are you painting on a real canvas? Sir, this is a VR game called Vermilion VR. It like simulates painting. So in real time, you can like, almost like a digital art program, you can just paint and it simulates what paint usually would do. It's pretty cool. I think it's really accurate. Am I clicking into the YouTube stream to check see if you have a Twitch, right? Say feel free to use Twitch. Yeah, that's fair. You can use whatever you want, right? I have no preference whether you use YouTube or Twitch. The reason I stream to both is just for personal preference. The streams make about the same amount of money either way. Thank you, Blue Eagle, for the tier 1 sub. I'd say like on one hand, like Twitch is more consistent with the subscriptions, so that supports the stream, but also like the YouTube VODs can actually make ad revenue if I'm not doing a dancing stream. So in that way, it works better too. So I think it's worth doing both. Also, it's just fun if more people see it, right? So now we're going to have the brush like this way, and we're just going to smack into it. We're going to like press it down. We're going to make it like extra brushy, I guess. Gonna make it really look like a nice little happy tree. The more chaotic you smack into the canvas, the better it looks. I want to be quick. I want to be smooth. That is the play. Found me via the voice tutorials and tricks and wanted me to catch me live. Oh, cool. I'm glad you like the voice tutorials. There's a new one coming out in a few days, actually. I worked really hard on it. I'm really excited about it. Am I painting IRL as well? Well, right now, in front of me, IRL is nothing. I'm quite literally like in my room, just kind of go doop, 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 doop into air. I've never, well, I've painted IRL a few times, but I've definitely done it in VR more. So I feel very comfortable painting in VR. Because canvases are kind of expensive and like, where would I put them when I'm done? I guess. So logistically, I just don't have the opportunity to paint IRL as much. But it's pretty fun. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but your voice reminds me of Elise when she was voiced in the Snapcube Sonic fan dub. Well, I actually really like the fan dubs, so that's a cool thing to hear. I don't hear it personally, but cool. Those videos are really fun. I like those a lot. I'm excited whenever another one happens. When I was like really early in transition, yeah, Snapcube Let's Play is like her really old videos. Like the ones that are long since deleted, I think. I was watching those and just seeing someone visibly be happy as a trans person meant a lot to me. So that's why Snapcube was like a massive channel for me. Just because I got to see someone be happy. Because every other trans video is about someone being like sad or like someone going through a tough time. Whereas her video was her like laughing at the scream of playing Neopets or something. I was all about it. It meant a lot to me. I think that joy, that visible joy means a lot, right? Yeah, it's like mime painting. We're doing mime painting. If I had a blank canvas in front of me, that'd probably mess me up because I'm not physically holding a fan brush. So I feel like it would get in the way of the positioning, right? I make you want to move to Australia? Dang. Well, I think Australia's cool, so I'm happy with that. Australia's pretty good. Big fan. I'm biased though because I live here. We're gonna make this green just a little darker. Can you see it? Just a little darker. We gotta make sure this tree right here has a little bit more depth. Dankpods collab when? I don't know who that is. I admit. But if you have collabs you want me to do, let me know and I can look into it. Just know that me saying, yeah, I'd love to collab with that creator doesn't guarantee I get to collab with that creator. It's like a both sides kind of deal. Both creators got to be like, yeah. I tried emailing a bunch of them to get collabs happening, but I didn't get any responses back. So it's just how it goes, right? It just depends on whether the other creator's down to do it or not. I think like if I could one day do a Snapcube collab, that would be like career peak for me, at least personally. But I don't foresee that happening, so I'm not holding my breath. I wish Fairy Princess Lucy was real. So true. If only she was real. You heard of Sharon? She really sings your praises. Oh yeah, I know her. She's chill. At least like that was the one that like made that video. The Fairy Princess Lucy situation is crazy, right? Seeing that on my feed was pretty funny. Australia's amazing and you're not Australian? Well, I'm glad I can make Australia seem cool. You installed a short hike because of my playthrough? Yay! I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed. It's a really fun game. You moved to Australia. It's all right. Fair enough. Lucy should collab with Mr. Beast and then give a bunch of trains for $1 million. I give 1 million trans people HOT to the first one that can voice train while in a circle for 24 hours. The streams have been a really important part of confidence in the journey. That's really good. That's good. I'm really happy to hear. I think someone mentioned a bush, so we gotta have a bush. Sonic Rush Adventure fan dub of yours, Marine. It's perfect. Well, in order to be in a fan dub, I probably would have to, know the people doing it. So logistically, that's not really happening now, is it? Same strategy as a tree. We're just smacking into that canvas. This is a happy little bush. So the thing is, if you make it the same shade as the grass, you're not going to even notice there's a bush there. And see, like, I'm just smacking on this canvas, And that bush right there, that's a pretty good looking bush. See what I mean? It just looks nice. It's so simple. It's easy. Can we give the bush a name? Yeah, sure. What should we name the bush? We could call the bush Sonic, like the hedgehog. Smack the canvas. You're gonna hear me say that a million times today. I don't think I'm gonna call it George. Have I watched cartoons like Adventure Time? Like, I think I've told this story a million times, but what happened was, there was like a DVD I got with a KFC meal when I was really little. I don't know. But it had like the pilot of Adventure Time, and I found it so scary, so I didn't watch the rest of it because the first episode scared me too much. It was the one with like the zombified like chocolate things. I wasn't the same ever since. KFC's overrated? No, like in Australia, KFC's pretty good. The animals are terrifying. I think they're cute. Have you ever seen a quokka? Those things are adorable. I'm a big fan of them. Let's say if you want it to be like a farm, we probably want a barn. So we're going to swap brushes. I get to do like the makeup tutorial thing where they hold it up to the camera so the camera focuses. The first season isn't great. Yeah, I've heard that quite a bit. Now, the hard thing here is we're going to make this barn into a good shape. The issue is, drawing buildings, I'm not as good at buildings. But that's okay. Because you know what? There's only one way to get better at drawing buildings. Through practice. Well, as Bob Ross did say, talent is a pursued interest. Anything you want to do, you just have to practice. You can do anything you want to practice. Why is it called a building when it's already built? I don't know. Am I the tooth fairy? Yeah, sorry, YouTube doesn't pay well, so I have a side hustle as a tooth fairy. What are you gonna do, right? Snapkeep just appeared on my live channels tab. Huh. Well, that's a coincidence. I guess it's like prime streaming hours. Doesn't the Tooth Fairy give money? Oh, it's like the Tooth Fairy is like a pyramid scheme, basically. Like the money trickles down, but like I get the most out of it. It's hard to explain. I'm not meant to tell people though, as the Tooth Fairy. Hi, those emotes are adorable. Those are cute. I like those. My parents went to Walmart. I'm hoping you're still streaming by the time they get back. So you have an excuse not to bring stuff in? No, I don't want to. I'm not an accomplice in this. Sometimes you gotta bring the groceries in. It's like a polite thing to do, I promise. Behold. 3D render of estrogen spinning. That's pretty good. I like that. So as you might have noticed, because it's a VR software, I can actually choose layers, like, similar to like a digital art program. So I can make the red go under the black here, which if you're painting for real, you could not do that. That looks kind of barn. Does that look kind of barn looking to you, lovely audience? Is this barn enough? I hope it's barn enough. It's a weird word. You just spent $20 in Fortnite and forgot to use my code? Tragic. It happens. It happens. I'm not too worried. Feel free to put the creator code in so it's there for next time, I guess. The thing is, like, it resets every Fortnite season, so you gotta, like, put it in again. I don't know why they do it like that. Yeah, I defy all the laws of physics. I'm built different. Thank you for the $5 Australian. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you. I'm not gonna mail people teeth. That's not how the tooth fairy works. You completely forgot the dino dance and Lechonk were global emotes because they're such staples of your chat. Yeah, you'd think the dino's like almost my channel's emote. But no, anyone can use it. I don't really have elaborate emotes. The emotes I do have on Twitch, people don't really use anymore. Because I think they're like kind of part of like inside jokes from like 3 years ago. Can you believe it? I've been streaming for like 3 years now. Kind of nuts. You know, every stream used to be a VR stream long ago. It used to be the staple. Because back then I didn't show my face, so doing VR just made sense, right? So it's kind of odd, I guess, doing something like this. It almost feels like I've transported back to 2023, which is kind of crazy. I almost can't believe it sometimes. You don't even remember what you were doing 3 years ago? Who's to say? Who's to say? I'll blend these layers together. And then I'll make a little fence. We don't want the animals to, like, you know, get lost. That'd be bad. So we gotta make a fence. Anything is legal if Lucy does it. That is not a legally binding statement. Let's like try to make a straight line across, yeah? A reference for the Australians? That is a reference for the Australians. I remember having to see that movie in primary school. It was pretty intense. Rightfully so, but... That's a lot of text in Twitch. Reading that would be tricky. We're just gonna make a simple fence. A pretty simple looking fence, right? If you draw a sheep, it's obligated for them to imagine their escape. True, true. Where are the animals? I gotta make the field first and then put the animals on top of the field. Oh, happy birthday, Dee. Thanks for jumping in. First thing you're doing on your birthday? Well, I'm happy to hear. I hope you get all the gifts you want and all the good vibes from people you know in your life. Is on-screen chat frozen? Yeah, probably. I'm doing my best, lovely audience. VR is hard. VR is hard. You gotta be careful with that. I'd like to stream in VR more. I'm already getting the indication that people are liking it a bit more. So I gotta keep that in mind. I gotta figure out how to do it more logistically sound. Let's make like the white a bit into the brown, and then we might have a Yeah, that kind of works. The issue is we're going to have to like redraw the fence. Okay. I think that looks okay. You would also love if I painted IRL. Painting IRL would be very difficult for a stream. Because A, I'd have to buy a canvas. C, I'd have to like make sure that I don't make a mess of myself on stream. Okay, we got a little fence there. We're going good, we're going good. Your canvases do take up a lot of space. I think people have seen like on streams, I don't have a lot of space. You want the sweatshirt so badly? I like the little like trans hoodie. Yeah, I'd love one IRL. I bought like a trans hoodie like years ago, like 2021, but it didn't fit me. Making a mess is the fun part. That is true. That is true. That is the magic of paint. The chat's frozen. Warm them up a bit. Oh, good idea. Good idea. That sounds tricky though. Well, I believe it's time to draw animals. Yeah? All right, let's do it. Paint on bits of wood. That could be interesting. Tell you what we'll do is I want to make that barn look just a little bit more, well, not natural, I guess. So I'm just going to use this palette knife and just scrape. It looks too clean, basically. It's very subtle, but it just makes the building look a little less clean. A quokka would be adorable. The first one someone asked was a cat, so I know what I must do. We're going to use this angled brush. It's the most similar to a pencil. All right. Here we go. Are you ready? A swooping magpie? That'd also be pretty good. Okay. Yeah, like a little... Oh. Okay. That wasn't intentional, but let's roll with it. You like both styles of stream? That's good, that's good. The barn, a grey roof. That could work. We could give that a go. Now, I gotta be one for the people. I gotta do like the cat face that everyone does. The colon free. But it's a little difficult. But here we go. Nope. Nope. Good enough. You can't really see it, but I tried to do the stolen free. The colon free. Was it you that stole the secret HRT box? No, I did not steal the secret HRT box. That'd be rather impolite of me. Oop. Once you get to animals, it gets a bit harder. There's our cat. Perched on top of the barn. I think it's pretty good. The grey roof was requested. So let's go to that layer. And let's make something a little gray. Like that. And let's see what happens. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. You know that scene where like Mr. Krabs is telling SpongeBob more over and over? That is the situation. Yeah. Now it looks a little different. You would love to steal the HRT box. Well, if you steal a HRT box, someone else does not have a HRT box. We must be kind and ensure we don't do that. So I believe someone wanted a sheep. So let's do a sheep. It gets a whole layer to itself even. Let's make them a bit bigger. We're actually going to use the same tactic as the clouds. And then we'll change the direction. And then let's just give them little legs. Wait, do sheep have tails? I'm questioning everything. Hi, meow. Hello, welcome. There's a cat there. You'd borrow without asking? That's stealing. Stealing's wrong. Never steal. Okay, let's give him a little face. And then a little smiley. Yep. And then just some little ears. Sheep. They do have tails. I see. A fluffy tail even. In that case, you know what we must do? There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. But, tell you what. I think this sheep needs a friend. Let's give the sheep a little friend. Beep, beep, it's a sheep. I don't think that's how that one goes. A slightly more rounded roof. Well, you see, the thing is, it's a bit hard to change the shape of the roof now. So let's view it as a happy accident. I grabbed the wrong brush for this part, but that's okay. We make it work. That's the power of art. We adapt. Make it nice and fluffy like this. There we go. Grab the angled brush again. Maybe we need a bit more color. Looking good. You just read the comment that says chat is frozen. That explains a lot, actually. Yeah, I can still read what you're saying. So don't fret. If that's a concern. It just means like it won't pop up on the screen when people watch the VODs years from now, unfortunately. I did my best to make them work, but I feel like no one would really want to see me troubleshoot. Sharks with laser beams. That sounds pretty metal. I'm doing great. That's good. That's good. You gotta go nourish your body with mac and cheese. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. You did have a question. What is your question? Questions are good. I'm gonna grab some water. Hydration's key after all. Hope the water bottle's not too loud. The microphone is right in front of it, I guess. You love mac and cheese? I actually don't think I've had mac and cheese. I don't see it very often. You're broke, but should you spend 40 on a trans cat hoodie? Only you can make that call. However, if you're literally broke, probably not, but it can be in your wish list for later on when you're able to. Why do we say malnourished and dehydrated, but not denourished and malhydrated? Yeah, the magic of prefixes, I guess. I don't know why, to be honest. I'm sure there's a reason, but I don't know that reason, so. You thought the water bottle was me breathing? I don't breathe that loud, I promise. So someone wanted me to draw a bun bun, one of my plushies, which is a bunny. So I will do just that. I'm going to have Bun Bun just chilling over here. See, like, I feel like Bun Bun used to be like a bigger part of the channel, like way back when. It's why it's still the icon for the Discord server, which is kind of funny. I didn't really want like the Discord service picture to be like a PNG of me staring into the soul like that. If I go too close to the camera, the avatar does that. I gotta avoid that. It's creepy. But yeah, I made it a big part of the Fairy Princess Lucy branding like a really long time ago. It's just caught on a little less, I guess. Maybe because like it's a different audience now. As audiences change and grow. That's always the kind of complicated thing. The audience of Fairy Princess Lucy stuff has changed quite a bit over the years. But I still think I'm doing the general soul of what I want to do, right? So I'm happy. Let's just... big eyes like this. And then give them a little smile. Huh. That works. Do I want to keep doing YouTube by the time I'm in my 40s? If the world lets me, sure. Why not, right? Depends on what YouTube is by then, I guess. Who knows what YouTube will be like by the time I'm 40? That would be 2041. In the future. Who knows what the future's like? But anecdotally, probably. When I was really, really little, I wanted to do YouTube my whole life. So now that I get to do it, well, I'm going to make the most of it, right? I'm going to do it as much as I can. So pretty much as long as the world lets me, to be honest. Yeah, the world is better when we're creative. YouTuber 2040 will be AI slop. Well, my gimmick will be that I'm not AI slop. That'll show them. A fencing YouTube channel you watch release merch, and one of them is the perfect dysphoria hoodie. Oh, dysphoria hoodies are a really good purchase, I think. Because, like, we're going to wear it a lot, right? Early into the journey. And then once you, like, if you have a cute one, even post-transition, you can keep using it. Gonna lurk for a while, have fun. Okay, thanks for joining, and enjoy lurking. The future will soon be the present will soon be the past. Yep. Yeah, I think the thing is, like, if YouTube becomes, like, so Mr. Beastified or whatever, that's unrecognizable, maybe I'd feel less enthusiastic being involved with it. But if it's still, like, a platform you can kind of just do what you want, sure, I'll keep going. I'm just going to give them a little picnic table, a little picnic blanket. I think the thing is, like, as long as you can kind of just make whatever you want on YouTube, I think YouTube's fun. It won't get the views one day, and that's fine. Like, it'd be a bit naive for me to think that I'm still going to be a popular YouTuber by the time I'm in my 40s. Eventually, I'll fall off, as they put it. And that's fine. I think falling off is, like, just a thing that can happen. And that's fine. It's not a negative reflection of the creator if it happens to them, right? The ones that maintain their relevancy for, like, decades are usually the ones that, like, reinvent and, like, change what they do from, like, what people want. I'm just gonna draw, like, my my teddy bear, Teddy, because I think they like sitting next to Bun Bun a lot. So I think it'd be very cute to keep that trend going. Falling off happens to most YouTubers. Yeah, it I just think it's a natural process, right? No one's popular forever. And, like, if I'm one day not popular, it's not a negative reflection of me. It's just how it goes. That's why you gotta make sure, like, if you get popular on the internet, make sure you still have a part of yourself independent of that, so that once you lose that popularity, you don't lose everything. You know what I mean? You gotta still, like, have a part of yourself outside of it and still have a sense of self. Falling off happens. Oh, I already read that one. What are dysphoria hoodies? Dysphoria hoodies are like a hoodie that people wear to, like, block their body, so that you can't see it, to basically, like, negate dysphoria. It's a common thing, like, some trans women will do. Dysphoria hoodie would overheat. Oh no. Yeah, that's fair. Dysphoria hoodies are hot. You gotta be careful with them. Picnic to electric boogaloo. Exactly. You get it. You usually refer to your plushies as they them pronouns. Yeah, I just do that just in case. I'm just always of the mind that if the plushie can't tell me their pronouns, I'll just say they. That's just what I do. I don't like being assumptuous. Maybe they're MB, maybe they're not. I don't know. Like art, it's your own interpretation, I guess. Yeah, sheep. Nice eyes like this. We gotta be careful with this part. I'm gonna get the mouth in one go. Watch this. Solid, solid. Yeah, make stuff because it's fun to make stuff. That's the real message. Little Red Riding Hoodie would be cute. Yeah. That'd be cool. Me making a hoodie? So, like, merch is just logistically complicated. I don't even know how to begin to do that. But people ask enough, so eventually I should. I just don't know what to do. Or how to do it, I guess. Don't feel mad about the trapping person. That's good. That's good. I like that one. You want to be creative, but you're not creative. Well, that means if there's any desire to be creative, then it can happen. Creativity comes from within. And practice. Of course, practice. What animal should we put next? LeChonk. I don't think I remember what LeChonk looks like off the top of my head exactly. Like I know like the rough shape. The puns, oh my god. A gigantic slug. Looking at the clouds helps me be creative. True, true. Clouds can be very inspirational. Emu farms. I actually don't know. Are there emu farms? I don't know. Yeah, Fiona giving all the good advice today. Just gotta bear with me. Ah, the pun's so good. Well, in the meantime, what if I had another tree? Because you know what's pretty cool? Trees. Well, look how messy this canvas is now. Little flowers near the fence. That could be a good idea. Emus are native to Australia, so I'd imagine they're not good in the United States wilds. Yeah, emus are like built for Australia, I'd imagine. Let's make a nice little happy tree. I'm gonna make this one a bit bigger. That way, it looks a little different. There we go. A nice tall tree trunk. Virtual canvas get messy. Yeah, that's how it goes. A little bee and a flower. Yeah, let's make some flowers and some bees. But first we gotta finish this tree. So let's do that. So, you're not gonna be too surprised, but we're just gonna like slap on this canvas. Tiny, tiny quick strokes. Just like that. I think that's too even, don't you think? It doesn't look right. A grass tree, like a tree that just has grass in the tree. I'm gonna make like this outer bit a bit messier. Looks a bit more tree-like. Yeah, that's a good looking tree. I'm doing awesome. That's epic. You're literally studying design fundamentals right now at TAFE. Oh, that's cool. You want to draw comics? Oh, I hope that goes great. You got this. I had like the little webcomic I'm making, but it's been a while since I've updated it. Burnout, I guess. Gotta be careful. Yeah, I think the first tree is better. So I think we can make this second tree even better. Yeah, a different shade of green. Because I think we made it a little too dark. So weather change in game? Not really. I think you can manually set it though. Um, yeah, there are settings, but I'm scared of pressing them. Yeah, there's no mistakes, only happy accidents. Wise words. We don't have to know that there's like some really dark leaves under it. In our world, it can be our little secret. No one has to know. Let's go even brighter. And then we'll have the darker and more intentional spots. There we go. I think it looks a bit better. An apple tree, that could be fun. Australian, like, plants are really cute. I like them. What was the webcomic about? It was basically so far, it's been about a trans girl that doesn't realize she's trans, but dresses like a girl to school for totally cis reasons. And then accidentally gets a crush of a childhood friend, and she's trying to figure out how to navigate her gender, and also the fact that she is in love. It's quite a cute concept. I'm a fan of it. I think we can make these... We could add more clouds. Why not? As they say in our world, it can be whatever we want it to be. We can put clouds on that canvas as much as we want. So let's just... Yeah, I think the sideways works better. Like that. Is the webcomic loosely based on your own experience? Yeah, kinda. The main idea of it was an exaggeration of the vague teenage experience I had. So, like, I was, like, socially transitioning secretly, but not being fully aware that I was fully trans, but I was doing the actions as if I was. So that, like, unawareness, I guess, is trying to be represented more literally by having an exaggeration of the main character dressing like a girl at school anyway, but not knowing that she's trans. Like, that was it's meant to represent that vague feeling I had at the time. So I didn't literally go to school as a girl, but my friends at school were giving me she, her pronouns because I asked for it. Not in a trans way, though. And then, like, after school, I'd dress up at their house or, like, when we went to the shops. So, in that way, yeah. The other characters, though, are complete fiction. I purposely didn't base any of the main characters on anyone I knew IRL because I didn't feel right doing that. So thus, they're completely different. The only vague connection is that I was friends with a lot of trans guys in school, so I just had a lot of trans guy characters. That's the only real link, to be honest. Because I'm near the end of that webcomic, obviously the brain wants to think of, like, the next thing I do. You know what I mean? Because it's still a story that's, like, about, like, high school experience, right? But high school was so long ago. I feel so emotionally separate from it, I guess. So if I did another one, I'd probably want to make a protagonist that's probably closer to my age. But who knows, right? Just gotta do what's fun. There's emu farms? Oh, I see. The more you know. You don't feel like you can socially transition into your own HRT? Well, you see, that's a common thing we can feel, right? Some people choose to... some people choose to, like, socially transition. Then medically transition is ultimately up to you how you go about it. Just know that, like, the girl comes from within. You know? I haven't seen. I saw the TV glow. It looks too scary for me. That'd be way too scary for me, so I didn't. It's flower time. Yeah, just little flowers. I have a red one. We don't really need a crazy amount of detail because from a distance it's going to look fine. Senior reminds you of the first wish to God. You're probably going to medically transition first or at least start it first. No, that's super fair. I don't mean there's like an invalid way to start. Just do what you want to do. It's about what's comfortable for you. You got to do what feels good for you. That's why we do it. Can I do dandelions? That's like that's the one where you can blow and it goes like, shh, right? I think I know those ones. I always mix up if that's a dandelion or not. We can just put one near the picnic maybe. Probably on a really small fan brush work here. And like a circle motion, like a washing machine. Sunflowers? Oh, that'd be cute too. We can do that too. In our world, we can make flowers do whatever we want. Let's put it over here. We can just have free in the corner. Big circles. Yeah. You have a very cis question? Well, I'll do my best to give a very cis answer. There's puffs of the dandelion seeds. Oh, okay. Is that how that works? Actually, let's use a different brush. Let's try this one. Whenever I think of sunflowers, I just think of Hamtaro because of sunflower seeds. We're a little out of bounds, but no one will notice. It'll be our little secret. When I show this painting on Blue Sky later, you'll know the secrets of how it was made. They won't. It'll be our secret. Some plants like the shade. Yeah, some do. I know, we had like a task in like, when I was in year 1, I think, we did a task. We had to like, it seemed a bit cruel in retrospect. We had to like do a painting, not a painting, like take care of some plants. But some of them we had to like put in the dark, some in the sun, and just see what happens. In retrospect, kind of mean. The situation kind of moved me in a way. So years ago, when I made like a novel on what even website did I post it on? There was like there's like two little trans novels I made like really early into the whole Fairy Princess Lucy thing. So long ago. But excuse me. Yeah, it's so long ago. I can't even remember where I posted it, but the story was called The Glass Princess. I wrote it so long ago. So I based an experience of that in the novel. If you theoretically wanted to transition from a dragon to a princess of the birds for cis reasons, whose kingdom would have the fairy hummingbirds and fairy bluebirds? I don't have the answers to your question, I'm afraid. I suppose that might be to your interpretation. Who's to say? I actually really like how the sunflowers look, so I'm going to add more. You might be wondering, why is a bunny and a teddy bear having a picnic on a farm? To answer that, why aren't they doing that? Are they fairies or birds? What if they're fairies and birds? Or fairies riding on the backs of birds? That'd be what we would call pretty metal. Let's add some sunflowers. Woo! That one back there has a slightly darker shade of yellow, so it almost looks like they're further away. Is that a small bear? Yeah. Just a little bear friend. Based on my teddy bear. Dual citizenship? You bet. Yeah, this painting needs all the lore. So let's think. These sheep are chilling at a cozy farm that has a little black cat that sits on the roof. They got sunflower seeds. And we got maybe like the bunny and the bear, maybe like they tend to the farm and make sure the plants grow good. And like, cause it's a chill place, they hang out with the sheeps too. They get the wool, but then they're chilling. You have to go? Okay. I'll keep doing my best to bring positive vibes. Thanks for joining. Team left sheep. They're friends. They don't need to compete. Yeah, everyone's chill. So tell you what, because it sounds fun, let's give them a swing to play on. Everyone loves swings. I love swings. So let's give them a nice, happy swing to play on. Let's put it over here. Yeah. Nice little swing. Like that. Then let's make the swing a little bigger to cover up that little happy accident. A little secret. Your team sunflower. Valid. Is anyone else like painting while watching this, by the way? I'm actually kind of curious. If you are, feel free to share what you make afterwards. I'd love to see it. Swing. Team secret burb. Valid. It's going to be titled Still Sister. That sounds like a good painting. The Olympics of friendly competition. That sounds hype. You'll be working on your comic while listening. That sounds fun. I always have fun like imagining what everyone does while they watch this. If I'm like fun little background noise, like if you're lurking and you don't intend to chat today, just know that I think it's cool that you're just listening and just chilling. I think that's cool. Because, like, let's be real, like, probably like 90% of people that watch Twitch streams don't actually chat, and that's really fair, right? I'm one of those people. I've watched certain streamers for years and I haven't actually typed anything. So that's just how it goes, I guess. So just know, I appreciate everyone watching. If you're having fun, I'm having fun. Whatever you want to get out of this stream, I hope you're getting that out of it. I added like a little bit of the palette knife onto the tree to try to make the bark look a bit more bark looking, you know? Just watering your plants? That sounds cozy. You're eating dinner while watching? I hope you had a nice dinner then. You're a lurker in your own stream. Yeah, maybe I am a lurker in my own stream. No one has to know. It's our little secret. It's looking good so far. I mean, this is a really nice painting so far. Oof. You stretch my legs a bit. Lurking on your own stream is level 2 of liking your own video. I used to do that when I started. I used to think that if I hit like on my own video, it would do better. Speaking of liking videos, I actually I have a new playlist on the channel. It's just called like my favorite videos I've made. So like in the playlist section of the YouTube channel, it will just be called my favorite videos. It's literally just a list of the videos that are my favorite. It's not always a reflection of which do better view-wise, but it's a reflection of the ones I had the most fun making. For example, there's a video I did about dancing video games that didn't do well. Like at all, but I'm very proud of that video. That's why I was so scared of making that one like Beauty Nova video a while ago. But everyone really liked that video. So maybe it was just bad luck. You know what I mean? Just adding a bit of grass. Just to make it a bit more grassy. Just little patches that are just a little uneven. Yeah. You have an old account that's subbed to this channel. Does that count? Yeah, that counts. Isn't it just another point for the algorithm? Maybe. Yeah, why can't I subscribe to my own channel? I wanna subscribe and hit the bell on the Fairy Princess Lucy YouTube channel. You found the glass princess? What website did I put it on again? I don't even remember where I put it. I don't even think I remember my login details. That's impressive. That's impressive. Epic internet sleuthing. It's Wattpad. Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, funny fact. I wrote that in 2022, I think. And I think if memory serves, around that time I assumed I was bi. So hence it's like a sapphic romance story. Then later on I found out I was straight. But who knows these days? Who knows? But it's a funny little like part of history documented, I guess. Because like when people make stuff, sometimes like what they made long ago doesn't reflect who they are now. But it's still cool that the art is there. So that's why I try to keep it up. I make an effort not to delete anything I make. Yeah, everyone subscribe and smash the like button. Yeah, the novel did have a sequel. Not knowing one's sexuality is really valid, to be honest with you. I'd imagine most people don't know their sexuality. Because, like, it's kind of hard to. It's pretty complicated. Honestly, I'm just happy to be here. This little brush here is the key to birds. What headset do I use? So for VR, I use a Valve Index headset, the Valve Index Knuckles, and then I have, for the full body, I have, like, the Vive 2.0 trackers. They make 3.0 trackers now, but they didn't exist when I got mine. I'm just gonna make like little shadows in the distance. Because like the less detailed they are, the more birdy they look. Euro, lesbian, or omni, but I don't know which. That's valid. That's valid. It's okay not to know. Yeah, the brush and the floating shadow hand. Yeah, I couldn't sync it up with the game properly. Annoyingly. What are you gonna do, right? I'd like to do more VR streams though. These are fun. I like this. I'll still do the regular style, of course. Best trackers for MetaQuest. If you have a MetaQuest, I think you can use Slime VR trackers. I think those work with it. But if you're willing to use Steam VR with your Quest, you can pretty much use anything from Vive trackers to Tundra trackers. You can do anything you'd like. Mage Hand. Yeah, I'm using Mage Hand. Is 50 too much money for a cutest trans cat hoodie? If you can, like, if you still want it tomorrow, it's an indicator you might still want it, but it's up to you. Ooh, my tracking's getting a bit worse. What happened? And the base stations are being a bully. Gotta be careful with that kind of thing. Alright. Have some birds here. Yeah, you can always put it on a wish list. That's a good idea. Okay. What else should we add, do you think, lovely audience? Hi, welcome. We're currently painting a nice, wonderful painting. What do you think? Fair looks good so far. A farmer? But the bunny is the farmer. I can give them a little hat. Yeah, like that. Little hat. Butterfly sounds fun. Let's do that. It's kind of just like making like a couple little circles. Yeah, they look kind of butterfly-like. I think that works. Um, let's have one chilling up there right near our little cat friend. The cat's been a bit of an introvert so far, but that's okay. And I like long ago. There was like a stream. I don't know if the VOD's still up on Twitch, but there was like a stream like years ago I did where like we tried to make like a movie in VR chat, like within the stream's time limit. And then I premiered it the next one. I still have the footage of it. It's pretty bad. But it was really fun. If memory serves, the plot was like someone trying to play Fortnite on their Xbox, but someone like stole the Xbox or something. I think that's what it was. A very specific suggestion for the barn? Yeah, what's your idea? We can keep adding to it. We gotta make it like the best art piece ever seen. A pirate jacket would go pretty hard. So in the middle I drew one sheep and a dither. Yeah, one of them's a dither. No one has to know. It's our little secret. What do we think? So we got the little bits of butterfly. I think that's enough butterfly. I think it works. How about shadows? Not the hedgehog, but you know, the thing. Oh, because like the views down here, you're saying like the roof shape is a bit odd. The roof of the barn is seen from slightly top view while the view is lower. I think I get what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'll see what I can do. It might be a bit of a challenge though. It's hard to say if I will be able to change the shape this far in, but we can find out. Let's have these little shadows for now. Because I left a layer of just the grass so that I could place these a lot later. And then we'll just do this. Probably want that a little darker, huh? You want to get the pirate vibe? I mean, it's a cool aesthetic to go for. I think like fashion's about expressing what you think's cool. So if you think it does that, then that's epic. Okay, I think that shadow looks pretty good. It's a pretty cool shadow. Quarter of the roof. Like the corner of the roof, is that what you mean? Give the sheep a sweater. We can try. That sounds very difficult. Because like if we lose the fluffiness, it might not look sheepy. You know what I mean? You're gonna go between a pirate captain and a bird princess. Well, like you can kind of do both. It kind of works. So let's head on over to our top layer here. And let's change like the general roof shape a little bit. And then let's issue is the red doesn't blend as well. So we have to just paint over it. Again, it'll be our little secret. No one has to know. All right. I think that fixes the concern. Was that what you meant? See, that's what you can do with a happy accident. You can just paint on top of it, and people will think that's exactly how you intended it. Bet if it can go even higher. We can go higher. Why not? You think it looks good? That's epic. Now let's go in the middle. Let's go the smidges higher. All right, cool. That looking good. Okay, and let's add a little black outline of the roof. Bam. I think that's looking pretty slay. You'll love to see it. All right, all right. What can we add now? I'm gonna like just use a palette knife just to make it look scrapey. There we go. And let's give a shadow to that second tree there. Can I send a doodle? I won't be able to view it because I currently have a TV strapped to my face, I'm afraid. Like maybe once I get better at doing VR streams, but right now I'm just trying to make sure nothing explodes. The fact that this stream's working at all makes me very happy. Because the shade like kind of goes to the picnic blanket a bit, we're going to try to add shade to the picnic blanket too. Can I try painting in VR without the VR headset? That would be so hard. Because you'd be trying to like get where your hand is and like where the canvas is. That'd probably backfire so horribly. It'd probably be good content TM there. Maybe that's a bit too harsh. Let's just use a darker red. Yeah, and then the grass. Yeah, it kind of looks like the shades like going from the tree right onto the picnic blanket, and that looks pretty cool. You want to have a picnic in my painting? Well, thank you, Soup. I would also want to have a picnic in my painting, to be honest. I hope your drawing's going really well there. Now that we know we can put shade on the blanket like that, how about we do it over here? With that slightly darker red. And then, see, I've never done it like this before. I've never like made the shadow continue onto an object. Wonder if I could like add shade like on top of Teddy here. Would that work? Because I gotta find the layer that Teddy's on. Yeah, then we have like the shade on Teddy. And then we can exaggerate the shadow on this side a bit more. I'm getting really invested in this. An IRL picnic stream? That'd be interesting. I actually don't know what to, like, if I ever did IRL streaming, how to do it safely. You know what I mean? Like, if I did it in a super recognizable location, that'd backfire now, wouldn't it? I mean, that's why, like, IRL streaming in, like, Japan's so popular. Because a lot of the people watching can't just, like, get up and go to where the streamer is. That shadow looks really cool. I'm really proud of that. That looks good. I've impressed myself with that. I'm so happy. Is Teddy a farmhand? Yeah. Let's give Teddy a hat too. I want them to be matching. Let's go up here. Yeah, paintings don't have to be fully realistic. They just have to be cute. Yeah, we have matching hats. Yeah. Well, if you made the hat a little bigger. Oh. Yeah, there we go. That's looking good. Yeah, the painting has dynamic lighting. Give Teddy the white hat. Yeah, I got you. I was already ahead of the game. Yeah, like if I had like a location prepared and like then from there angled the camera so you didn't know where I was, maybe. Issue is I need internet good enough to stream in random locations. Maybe next time I travel overseas. Dynamic lighting is beyond what most people ever even imagine painting. Makes sense, makes sense. I mean, like, the good thing here is because you can do the layers, you can add the shadows later, which makes it much less complicated to actually do it. Like, here I could just, like, put it under the sheep here. And that way there's a bit of shade on everything. Well, not everything. We gotta also give it to the swing, I guess. I really like this one, actually. Painting just, like, brings such happy vibes. I don't know, just... I always feel really good when I get to paint. I haven't done it in a little while, but it's good that I got to do it today, you know? Makes me happy. Seemingly non-recognizable places can be recognized. Yeah, exactly. Like if someone streams on your street and it's just an insignificant, like tiny little bush, you know that bush. So you know. You gotta remember though, when doing content creation, content creators put themselves out there in such a way where they gotta make sure they're safe. You know what I mean? Safety is key. But luckily, I'm not that big of a streamer. So I actually don't have to worry as much, right? People will be playing IRL GeoGuessr to find out where I am. Exactly. You can't trust the GeoGuessr pros. They'll find me. That's why, like, when you see a streamer or a YouTuber, you get the impression they never go outside. And then you see, like, the rare YouTube short where they do, and you're like, oh, they're outside? Yeah. Because, like, I go outside, like, pretty much every day now, which is really great. But obviously, every video is filmed inside, so it almost seems like I don't go out. Luckily for me, I do get to go out a bit, which is nice. And I recommend getting sunshine when you can. It's good for you. Yeah, GeoGuessr Pro finds Lucy before stream ends. It's not like those videos where, like, the one really famous GeoGuessr guy had to, like, find someone, like, instantly. And they did. That's just how it goes. It's the GeoGuessr Pro. We can have more bushes, why not? Let's put one here. That place looks in need of a bush. Yeah. Maybe over here. Yes, this is looking pretty fresh. Just adds more density to it. It's nice. Oh, thanks for the good vibes from Indiana, US. Thanks for the cozy vibes. Sending good vibes to you too. You'll do your voice training later. Valid. Just make sure you do it. Voice training's important. I've mentioned ad nauseum in the stream, but in a few days, the next voice tutorial is coming, and it's gonna be epic when it does. Thank you, Achiba, for joining. Welcome the early access tier, and you know what that means. That means you have access to the next voice tutorial right now. That's right. That could be yours too, lovely audience. Am I advertising good? We need GeoGuessr streams more often. Yeah, I like GeoGuessr streams. Fun fact, they perform awful, but I find them fun. So I'd like to do GeoGuessr at some point. It'd be a good time. It can be sometimes hard to find time to voice train, but that's okay. Find like the time you can, and that's all we can do, and that's okay. What can we add? I don't know. Also, I just looked at my little like window thing here. It looks like my avatar is bent forward and hunchbacking. My posture is actually like kind of fine, but I have to exaggerate it to have normal posture. That's annoying. You like the little bloopers too? That's good. Yeah, I need to have like blooper reel videos more. They're funny. It's just hard to like put them together because like unless you do it as you go, you forget where the good bloopers are. And my voice and my like video programs are a bit tricky to well, move around clips like that, I guess. Let's give this barn a window. Wrong layer, my bad. Kind of looks like a shadow more than a window, huh? Maybe a different color. That kind of works. Let's give it like a black outline to make it look more windowy. And then we gotta have the little frame. Solid, solid. I think we should make the door bigger there. I don't know about you, lovely audience, but I'm really hungry. I'm gonna have to have like a big lunch after this for sure. After utilizing my creative brain power. See, like I don't know what to put like in this top bit on top of the door. It is coming up to about 2 hours since I started. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Usually when it gets near the end of the stream, I feel the hunger. You really should have taken a longer nap today. Naps are good for you. Understandable. My sleep's been a bit better lately, but weirdly enough, it's because I'm like, I think I was oversleeping before. I like changed my hours just a little bit. I think I like gave myself like an extra hour of being awake and then wake you up around the same time. And I seem more energetic overall, which is good. It's 2 hours to stream, Nom. Yeah, streams go for about 2 hours. Because, like, at least for me, I feel like going above that's a bit excessive. I know a lot of streamers go way longer than 2 hours. I just don't think, like... I think it's more entertaining if it's, like, a quick burst of 2 hours rather than it being, like, 8 hours, you know? Roughly 14 minutes. You started 10 minutes early to get... That is true. That is true. That might be why I'm already so hungry. You think we could put like a window on top of the door? Because like this is probably like 2 stories relative to the size of everything. So like if we like put it up here. Like that. Have a little window bit. And then have the frame. Yeah, it looks a bit better, I think. There's less of a blank space there. That's how you feel, honestly? That's valid, that's valid. Lucy sub a fun win. That'd be crazy. Can you imagine that? Like, one day I'll do it. But it would be for like a charity if I did it. Probably if I like did one for like Transcend, the Australian one, probably 24-hour. It might be the first ever 24-hour stream for an Australian trans charity. That'd be a cool record. Truth is, I just I don't know if I'd lost. I feel like the stream would be me like falling asleep. Donations go to me for money. I see. Yeah, 24-hour stream would be really hard. Because like when you do that, right, you have to pack in those 24 hours or something. You got to do something interesting. You can't just be boring for 24 hours, right? You got to keep the energy up. You got to do everything you possibly can. And like, because it's my streams, right? People would ask, when's the dancing part of the stream, right? I would be so tired doing a dance stream and then having several hours of streaming left to go. Probably the most wild day. Maybe someday. Be kind of cool. But until then, I don't foresee myself doing it anytime soon. 24-hour dance stream. How can you do anything for 24 hours? I don't think I've done anything for 24 hours. I've never been awake for 24 hours. When's the dancing part of the stream? Not today, at least. I have gone to multiple dance parties this month, and I have danced a lot, lovely audience. But the next stream after this will probably be a dance stream. Like, the intention lately has been to swap dance streams to being every third stream instead of every second, because I think, like, there's a bit of burnout. The viewership dips on the second dance stream per month, and then it jumps back up again. So I figured spacing it out might be better. And I've been doing a lot of practicing to make sure when I do dance streams, the result's better. $24 an hour. Okay, chat, let's try getting up from the floor again. That wouldn't be very engaging. You love the dance streams, but I don't need to have them 50% of the time. Yeah, I feel like the dance streams are the fan favorite. But if I do them all the time, then it's not as special. You could do segments in it and make Fiona do it with me. Yeah, I'm sure eventually I'll do a stream with Fiona, like, being on the air. She's expressed interest in playing Fortnite here. So that might happen at some point. That could be kind of funny. Fortnite! Because Fiona's becoming also a niche internet micro celebrity, which I think is very epic of her. Alright. Let's add an extra little thing, and then we'll call our painting done, shall we? Have I ever considered playing Dead by Daylight? No. That'd be too scary. That'd be way too scary. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'd probably cry. Which I understand. Good content. Good content. That'd be too scary. Sorry for laughing at the suggestion. It's not a bad suggestion for other streamers. Just for me, like, too scary for me. Too scary. I can't do scary. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know, like, a lot of people view it as really goofy. However, I'm the kind of person that checks parent sites to check if a Marvel movie is too scary. You can play as a trans monster in Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's voiced by Zoe Alexandria, right? I watched her voice tutorials way back when. Quite a lot. I think her stuff's really good. FNAF stream? Never. Never. Well, I have said that if I ever get 1 million subscribers, I'll play FNAF, but that was like a joke. Because I think I'm never going to hit 1 million. But someone's going to grab that clip when I do, and that's going to be rough. Raid Shadow Legends stream when? I got emailed asking to do a sponsored Raid Shadow Legends stream, but I turned it down. I thought about it, but I don't do sponsors. I'll only do a sponsor if, like, literally, like, Sega, Nintendo, Pokemon Company, they ask for something. They get sponsor privilege from me. Anyone else? No. Absolutely not. I'm only being a shill to what I want to be a shill for. You'll know what to do. You gotta hit 1 million subscribers. Checking parental sites is relatable. Yeah. It's just a nice thing to be able to do, just to feel a little safer going into a movie. The only movie I didn't do that for this year was Minecraft, but that's because I was Minecraft. I'm gonna add like an extra bush and we can call this painting just about done, I think. I think this is a really good painting. I'm really happy about it. What if you did a Pokemon Nuzlocke? Fun fact, way back in the day, every stream used to be a Pokemon Nuzlocke. That was how I got started, kinda. Other than the VR ones. But what happened was, I kept losing. People really liked the Nuzlocke streams. However, I would lose by the end of the stream every single time. I'm just not good at them. Play too many types, that would hurt my brain. I can't even beat the regular game as a Nuzlocke. Minecraft movie was really good. That's one of my favorite movies this year, which is a funny thing to say. I feel like Minecraft would be my favorite movie this year if Hatsune Miku didn't have a movie, because the Project Sekai movie was hype. I love that movie so much. Alien Isolation stream. No. Absolutely not. Never. Like, I feel like I'd only play a horror game if, like, I got the most lucrative, like, content deal imaginable, right? Like, it would have to be the most substantial, insane, unfair deal imaginable for me to play a scary game. That'd be like the level of FNAF would have to like hire me as a cameo in their movie for me to consider. Like I would need the royal treatment to even think about it. Which realistically, I don't deserve that. You tried a Nuzlocke, ended it misty? Yeah, Nuzlocks are hard. I feel like people underestimate how difficult they are, and because the people that do them as a job, like content creators that do Pokemon streams, they're built for Nuzlocke because they know the game inside and out. I don't. Legends Arceus could be interesting. Sadly, it's like one of my least favorite games in the franchise. But I think if I ever did one, a Nuzlocke, it'd probably be like Sun and Moon or like X and Y or something. Just because I really like those ones. I will be streaming Legends ZA when that comes out, though. I'm very excited about Legends ZA. You don't have to be good at Nuzlocke for them to be fun. That is true. However, there's an issue that arises if you lose like so often that when you start a Nuzlocke stream, you then have to announce the next Nuzlocke game because you won't last long enough for it to get to another one. That's just a little quirk with it. Let's just add a little bit more green. Then we'll be all good. Honestly, this painting's pretty fire. I like it. I like it a lot. You bet I could get Afra to coach me. See, like, that would be very cool. But Afrad's a very big content creator, and I don't think that collab's happening. I'd love it too. I like that channel. My favorite, actually. I'll be very impressed. All right, lovely audience. This is my wonderful painting. About 2 hours of solid VR paintwork, we have created a wonderful little farm with wonderful little sheep, with wonderful little plushy friends sitting on the picnic, and a swing, a tree, flowers, and the like. You might be like, what's actually being farmed here? What we're farming is aura, good vibes. We're farming all the good vibes here. And that's what this farm's all about. Yeah, take me to the art gallery. We need to put this in art gallery. What do you mean? The difference between 60K subscribers and 3.8 million is tiny. You're so right. Yeah, I should shoot my shot. I'm really happy with this. So yeah, that pretty much concludes the stream for today, pretty much, lovely audience. I hope you liked following along with this fun little painting. I had a really, really fun time, actually. I'll start putting VR games in the polls when I do like the polls of what game we're gonna play. I'll do like a mix of having like VR games and desktop games. Now that we know we can do VR games, we'll try to smooth out the technical kinks, of course, but generally, pretty solid, right? You're expecting friendship? Fair, fair. But if you want to see more VR, Lucy, guess what? There's a voice tutorial coming out in a couple of days on Wednesday, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is Tuesday for Americans. There is, in fact, a voice tutorial, and it's coming, about vocal weight. It's a very good voice tutorial. It's one of my favorites. I'm really excited. Wasn't the Over the Hedge game in the poll? Yeah, it was. It actually nearly won. It's the closest Over the Hedge ever got. So, like, it was like Sonic Adventure Over the Hedge battling to win the poll. And then just randomly, the painting stream just made a comeback and won. I don't know how that happened. I thought the painting stream wasn't going to happen, but like, I don't know. Maybe like the painting fans were like, whoa, dang, I didn't realize this is a thing. What is Over the Hedge? It's a early 2000s family comedy movie. But it has a video game, and I wanted to play it on stream. Yeah, it's basically Over the Hedge 2, because like halfway through the game, they run out of material, so they just make stuff up and make a sequel. It's actually really funny, because most of the game, they just make it up. It's so good. Sonic Adventure and Over the Hedge are your favorite things? That's epic. I'm sure we'll get to them someday, for sure. Well, lovely audience, if you want to see more from me, be sure to hit the funny subscribe button, ring the funny bell so the algorithm can't bury me, and Twitch people, feel free to hit the funny follow button so you don't miss out on any stream from me. Whatever 2 hours ago is for you, that's when I stream every week. That's right, every week, lovely audience. A new video every week and a new stream every week. That's a lot of content, and you don't want to miss it. So if you want cozy Tress content, feel free to hit the funny subscribe buttons and follows wherever you are. I'm also on Blue Sky if that interests you. Same username as here. I don't use Twitter because Twitter sucks. And if you want to join a Discord, we have a cozy Discord. We can meet like-minded trans people and chat about all sorts of cozy little things. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to go have food. I'm really hungry. I hope you enjoyed this painting. Just imagine the Bob Ross music in the background. And thanks for joining, technical difficulties aside. As always, stay hydrated and know that you are valid. I'll see you next week.